We often assume that perception is a direct, unmediated window into the world. We believe we simply observe reality as it is, objectively and completely. However, this fundamental assumption warrants closer examination. The truth is far more intricate. We do not merely perceive reality. Rather, we actively and continuously construct it. Our minds are not passive receivers of sensory data, but dynamic architects of our experienced world. This construction involves building what can be termed mental covers. These are simplified, functional models of the universe around us. They are not exhaustive representations, but rather pragmatic abstractions. These mental covers are not merely convenient. They are profoundly necessary tools. They enable us to navigate the overwhelming complexity of existence. Without them, the sheer volume of raw sensory input would render us paralyzed. Our brains operate fundamentally as active prediction machines. They are constantly generating hypotheses about the world. This predictive capacity is crucial for survival and efficient interaction with our environment. This neural architecture constantly strives for efficiency in processing information. The brain is a metabolically demanding organ. It seeks to minimize energy expenditure wherever possible. Processing every single detail of every new sensory input anew would be metabolically prohibitive. Such an approach would exhaust our cognitive resources almost instantly. It is an unsustainable strategy for a complex organism. Therefore, the brain develops stable, simplified covers for recurring patterns. This allows for instant recognition and categorization. For instance, encountering a chair triggers a pre-established mental model, not a novel analysis of its constituent parts. This process enables the highly efficient categorization of objects and concepts. We group similar experiences and stimuli under a single overarching mental label. This reduces cognitive load significantly. Applying a cat cover, for example, allows for immediate understanding and appropriate interaction. We instantly access a wealth of associated knowledge and behavioral scripts without needing to re-evaluate every whisker or purr. Language stands as the primary and most powerful tool for creating and sharing these mental covers. It allows us to externalize and transmit our internal models. Through shared linguistic frameworks, we collectively construct reality. Naming gives abstract concepts a tangible conceptual body or handle. Consider terms like love or justice. These are not physical entities, yet language grants them a form we can grasp and discuss. Words themselves serve as symbolic covers for complex ideas. A single word can encapsulate a vast network of meanings, experiences, and associations. They are compressed data packets of understanding. Storytelling, in its myriad forms, builds richer and more elaborate covers. Narratives provide context, sequence, and emotional resonance to our mental models. They weave individual concepts into coherent tapestries. Consider the concept of a nation. It is not a physical object, but a complex cover built from shared history, cultural narratives, and collective identity. Its existence is largely a product of shared stories and symbols. Our personal identities are perhaps the most intimate stories we tell ourselves and others. These narratives serve as our self-covers, defining who we are, what we believe, and how we relate to the world. Philosophers throughout history have grappled with the nature of perception and reality. Thinkers like Edmund Husserl and Martin Heidegger extensively explored this very concept of how we experience the world. A central tenet of phenomenology is that we do not experience the thing in itself, or Ding and Seek, as Immanuel Kant termed it. We cannot access an objective, unmediated reality independent of our consciousness. Instead, we only experience our phenomenological perception. This is our unique, subjective interpretation of reality. It is always filtered through the lens of our individual consciousness. The tree we perceive is not the tree in its absolute objective essence. It is our consciousness's interpretation, profoundly filtered by our memories, past experiences, current emotions, and cognitive frameworks. This means that what we call reality is, in a profound sense, a co-creation. It is an ongoing dialogue between the external world and our internal interpretive mechanisms. Phenomenology invites us to bracket our assumptions about objective reality. It encourages us to focus on the structures of consciousness itself and how phenomena appear to us. A fundamental aspect of human cognition is our tendency to project internal states onto the external world. We imbue inanimate objects or abstract concepts with qualities that originate within ourselves. This often involves giving physical forms to abstract concepts. For example, we might describe a heavy atmosphere to convey a sense of sadness or oppression. The emotional state is externalized and given a tangible quality. Throughout human history, humanity has created covers for powerful abstract forces. Gods, spirits, and deities are prime examples of personifications of natural phenomena, societal forces, or existential mysteries. This process makes the unknowable feel more knowable and manageable. By giving a face and a narrative to the incomprehensible, we reduce anxiety and create a framework for understanding and interaction. Even in modern society, this tendency persists. Brands and nations are given physical symbols like logos and personifications such as Uncle Sam or Britannia. These serve as powerful, unifying covers. These covers simplify complex entities into easily recognizable and emotionally resonant forms. They allow for collective identification and a shared understanding of abstract concepts. Let us consider the abstract emotion of love as a practical example of mental cover construction. Love is an internal, subjective experience that cannot be physically pointed to or isolated. Yet we universally strive to understand and communicate it. To do so, we create physical metaphors for love. We speak of a warm heart or feeling butterflies in our stomach. Universal symbols like the heart shape serve as powerful, physical covers for this abstract emotion. This simple icon instantly conveys a complex array of feelings and associations across cultures. Art and stories provide rich, narrative covers for love. Poems, novels, films, and songs explore its myriad facets, giving form and context to an otherwise ineffable experience. These narratives allow us to share and understand the complexities of love. They provide templates for recognizing, experiencing, and expressing this profound human emotion. Rituals, such as a wedding ceremony, act as public physical covers for commitment and enduring love. These formalized actions externalize and solidify an internal, abstract bond. The rings exchanged, the vows spoken, the gathering of witnesses, all serve to create a tangible, shared cover for a deeply personal and abstract commitment. They make the invisible visible. These mental covers are not deceptive lies or mere illusions in a pejorative sense. On the contrary, they are essential tools for existence. They are the very mechanisms that allow us to function within and make sense of a complex reality. They simplify the overwhelming influx of information into manageable, actionable units. Without them, our cognitive systems would be perpetually overloaded, rendering us incapable of coherent thought or action. The profound challenge, however, lies in remembering that the cover is precisely that, a representation. It is a simplified model, not the true, infinitely complex entity it purports to represent. Confusing the map for the territory or the cover for the underlying reality can lead to rigidity in thought and perception. It can hinder our ability to adapt and understand nuances. True wisdom often involves recognizing the utility of these covers while simultaneously acknowledging their inherent limitations. It is about understanding that our constructed reality is a functional, yet incomplete, approximation.